Hey, I'm here with another free game. This is Horace, which I have just downloaded from the Epic Games Store in their weekly free game giveaway. Never heard of this game before, did not even read the description. And here we are listening to a very famous piece of classical music that I should know off the top of my head. I want to say this is Beethoven. It might be the Moonlight Sonata. I don't know. I used to know those things better than I do now. Okay, let's see what we got. It says press A. I'm assuming it thinks I want to use a controller. So let's press A on my controller, which is an Xbox One controller. Let's quickly check the options. Game, subtitles, yes. Controls, we'll leave those. Let's turn this music down a little, because it sounds really loud to me. Sound effect volume down a bit. So, right away, I will just observe that this looks like one of those 8-bit games that I don't like very much. I have never been a fan of the 8-bit aesthetic because I lived through the days when you had no choice but to play 8-bit games. And we really liked it when we didn't have to play them anymore. Okay, let's start a new game. Oh, one thing I want to mention, this was a really gigantic download for what looks like an 8-bit game. It was like a 14 gigabyte install. This does not look like 14 gigabytes worth of graphics on this title screen. Let's see what happens when we start a new game. Pick a save game. Okay, we'll pick this one. And here we go. Horace Man 2.0? Initializing. I don't know what I'm looking at. Are we assembling a person? I can't tell. It's too blocky to see what it is. It is a person. Whoops. What happened? I pressed the mute key on my keyboard and everything just stopped. Stopped dead. Oh, why to resume? So if I press any key on my keyboard, it just stops. And then I have to press Y on my controller to resume. Well, you're gonna know every time I press the mute key to cough then. 00001. This is the first one of these assembled robot creatures. You know, it's actually easier to see what's going on the screen when I look over on my OBS preview, because it shrinks it down. It's really difficult to see what I'm looking at on my 1920 by 1080 big monitor with these super huge blocky pixels. It's much easier to make out what's going on when I look at the tiny little OBS preview on my second monitor. So we have a Horace 2.0 automaton being delivered to a mobster. This guy looks shady with his cigarette. Nobody who smokes is a good guy. Horace Man 2.0. I'm going to mute my microphone again. Oh, do I have control now? I think I have control now. Oh, wow, I move with the D-pad. Oi. Can I just say oi? So I'm controlling Horace, Man 2.0, the automaton. Let's go over to these fellas who are cheering for me. Hello.
And so, I was born. The first people I remember seeing were the old man, the old lady, and their daughter, Heather. After they'd said hello, the old man powered me down so he could install some software. I could tell they were nice people. The old man didn't give me a silly voice or stupid personality. And the old lady didn't dress me like a clown. Although for some reason, Heather really didn't like me. Once I'd had time to get used to walking, the old man asked me to dash from one end of the room to the other.
So I assume this is where we learn some controls. Hold X to dash. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer. Have I mentioned that these are my least favorite kinds of games?
The old man spent a couple of hours building some wooden platforms. He said he wanted me to jump up them, but I must admit, I was scared. It wasn't until I saw Heather and her mother happily climbing up them that I decided it might be okay.
No, it's not okay. Platformers are not okay. Oh, I can use the analog stick as well as the buttons. Hey, I have a Mario Brothers jumping sound. I mean, I'll give him credit for, I mean, the graphics are pretty cool. But, yeah, I can already tell it's been 7 minutes and I will not be finishing this game. It's got all the same controls as every other platformer. Hold down to jump higher.
The old man then rearranged the platforms. He told me to try to reach the other end of the room without touching the floor. Heather said, the floor's made of lava. I smiled at her. She just frowned and looked away. The old lady arranged some pillows and blankets. She said it was in case I fell, but I think she just wanted it to look more like lava.
The floor is lava! It's a pop culture reference. Ooh! Oh, I died. And I have to start all the way over. That's not cool. Oh, so I probably should have, like, held down X? What the? Okay. How do I hold down X and press A at the same time? Is that a thing that is common in these games? Cause what the heck? Oh, I just did the exact same thing again. Yeah, okay, I get it. I see. So I just have to use my thumb to hit both buttons. That's just all there is to it. I messed it up. Yeah, I hate these games. I just hate them. It's just so irritating. It's just such an arbitrarily... What the? I pressed both of those buttons and I still fell in the lava. It just feels like such an arbitrary challenge that does not make any sense. It's a challenge that would never occur in real life.
The other side, the old man just smiled and said, "That'll do, for now."
So it's hard to take it seriously. Begin, be bold, and venture to be wise. Chapter 1, Learning to Walk. It's adorably cute, though. I don't know why there's 14 gigabytes worth of a download here.
A couple of days after those first lessons, The family had a big meal, and I was introduced to everyone else. The professor was the old man's brother. He was very quiet, and always seemed to just kind of stare at me. He had lived with the old man for 5 years. The house was so huge they barely saw each other. He preferred instead to stay in his room, leaving everything up to his butler, Mr. Deck, as he insisted everyone call him, although the professor always called him Anton. For a while, he called me a yellow bastard, but the old man made him stop, as he thought it sounded racist. Mr. Silton was the old man's driver. Before he worked here, he'd gotten in with some bad people and was the driver in a post office robbery, although it all went wrong for some reason.
What?
Mr. Silton showed me a video of his band. I'm sure some people must like it.
Now there's a band?
Terrifying.
There's a robbery, there's a band.
She was a nice old lady.
Now there's a nice
When
old
she
lady
was
cook.
younger, she had been a TV chef. Then, years later, she had a small part in Coronation Street. Mr. Silton.
Sorry. Now it stops when I mute the microphone, and it also stops when I unmute the microphone.
Said, before she worked for the old man, Alice was quite a hoarder. She kept old newspapers and bicycles, and something about a pool in a shoebox.
They're just throwing random sentences at us here, it seems
The old
like.
man gathered everyone together to show them what I was capable of. What else does he do? Asked Mr. Silton. The old man smiled. He can help around the house. Could he help me with my newspaper collecting? Asked Alice. I'm not sure that's a good idea, said the old lady, but he can do all sorts of jobs. Yeah, said Mr. Silton, shove a stick up his ass and he can do Deck's job.
Har har.
Now, said the old man, we have company, pointing to some important-looking people.
Now who are
large
these
men,
guys?
both called Gary, set up what the old man referred
Two
to
guys
as
named
lasers.
Gary?
He said again, I should try to get from one end of the room to the other, but I shouldn't be worried, as I had a special chip which meant no matter how damaged I was, I couldn't die. He said it was like infinite lives in a video game. But when he realized I didn't understand, he said he would explain another time.
I don't know what 90% of that exposition was supposed to mean. They should have gotten Liam O'Brien to do his speak and spell voice for this game. His reverse breathing speak and spell voice. Which I can't do, obviously. Okay, what do I do? I guess I jump through. Or walk through, I guess. I feel like they're starting off a little bit too easy.
Everybody clapped, except the important-looking men.
Damn it.
Not exactly a cold, calculated killer, is it? Said the man in black. The man in grey laughed. What kind of artificial intelligence was that? He asked. Move right, unless there's something in the way. Okay.
Yep, that's a
okay,
platformer.
said the old man. He turned to me and whispered, they're going to make it quite a bit tougher, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
I don't know about that. I'm liable to give up any second now. Whoa! Okay, that was tougher. Aha! You can't get me, lightning thingies. Oh, so we have to go up this way now. Oh, they are making it tougher! Okay, I fell. Oh man, they're ramping up the difficulty now. It's like Dark Souls now. Oh, come on, I got over that. Come on. It's like the Dark Souls. What the what? This thing is messed up. The hitboxes are so bugged. Oh, I hit the ceiling. That's why it was messed up. Gotta make sure we go at the exact right time so that we don't hit our head on the ceiling. So we need to do the running thing. I didn't make it. Oh god, I'm gonna die. That was close. Now I gotta start again because I fell down. Oh, yeah, I'm dead. Oh god, this is getting hard. Getting annoyed. I don't like these games. Because, I mean, it feels like... It doesn't really feel like there's any kind of intrinsic reward for completing this task, is the problem I have. It's like, the reward is you get to do another one that's even more annoying. It doesn't really... I don't really like that kind of gameplay loop. I did it. Okay, now this thing's gonna zap me if I'm not careful. Yeah. Oh, somebody's shoes. Can I get those? Can I do anything with those? Nope. Somebody left their shoes up there. Now what do I do? Do I just jump down? Hey, that was nothing.
Then rearranged the room one last time. The old man smiled. Now, there's no need to look so glum, he said. I'm still happy with everything you've done today. So this time, I was determined to do him proud.
Alright, here we go. Oh, we gotta go all kinds of different directions here. Oh, that... I knew that was gonna happen, and I did it anyway. I was like looking right at it, and I was thinking, you know, if I jump there, it's gonna hit that, and I'm gonna fry. So we... Oh, man. Yeah, this is the thing where you gotta get time the jumps exactly right. Gotta get pixel perfect accuracy here. I hit both buttons. I totally hit both buttons. Oh boy. Oh, this is gonna be a rough one. So there's a sparky thing over there, so we gotta make sure we don't run into that. And go! What the what? I like how you start over all the way at the beginning each time. Love games like that. What? Why am I not making it through that? I feel like I'm making it over that. But the game is not agreeing with me. I disagree with the game's conclusions here. I would like a referee opinion on this. Oops. The other reason I don't really like these kind of games is it doesn't make very good videos. There's nothing really to interact with in the game. Oh, maybe I just walk under it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Just walk under it. That's all I have to do. What? I pressed both buttons. Come on. Basically, the only thing that's going to be in these videos is me complaining about the controls. That's really all there is that's going to be in a video of me playing a platformer. Yeah. And go! Oh god. And go! And now what? Do we go... Oh man. This way? Oh! That was close. Let's go. Am I going the right way? I think I am going the right way. New shoes. Uh-oh. Oh, that was close. Oh, close call. And we did it! Hey, family.
Actually seemed quite happy when I made...
Thank you very much for that applause.
Said the man in black. It's no Killbot 3000. But you can almost see the fire in its eyes.
Give me a
couple of years later,
chance.
the old lady said she
Give
had
me a
a
chance
surprise
to
for
live
me.
up to
My
the
own
standards
room.
of the Killbot
She also wanted to
3000.
play me some music. I wasn't sure after what Mr. Silton had shown me.
Oh, man. Somebody didn't want to pay any music licensing fees.
As if music wasn't amazing enough, the old lady then bought me a television set. I couldn't believe what I saw. I watched everything I could. Comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi. Anything anyone wanted to
Splat
watch, I
sound.
would happily watch with them. Then one day, the old man set up a small box. He plugged some cables into the television and said, "This is what I meant when I said video games." Played games at every chance I could.
That was pretty
Won
funny.
everyone. I was unstoppable. I had enjoyed music, film, and television. But to me, video games really were the highest art form.
Table tennis for 2. Press X to start. Oh, it's a mini game. Oh, lovely. Hey, there I am. Hey, it's just like Pong, except it's table tennis. Oh, I was gonna nail that guy. Oops. I'm losing to the AI. No! There we go. Can I do a spin or I'm trying to do a spin on the ball here. I don't think I should be doing that. I lost to the AI! Ah! Oh, it's being merciful on me. Apparently I have to win to advance the story. Why don't I just... I keep pressing the button. I don't think I actually need to press the button to hit the ball. Gotcha. I'm trying to make it way more Oh, come on! That should have been a hit. It doesn't hit if it goes through the handle. You gotta hit on the racket face. I keep trying to do spin on the ball like it's an actual tennis racket. It's getting faster! Yeah! Defeated the AI.
Heather's birthday was a couple of months later. Her mum and dad had bought her a camera and arranged a day out by the sea so that Heather could take some photos, although I really don't think she wanted any pictures of me. When the old man asked the professor if he wanted to go, he frowned and said, "I can't believe you want to spend time with that thing. It could destroy the world." I wasn't sure what he meant, but the old man just smiled and said, "That's what you said about the Game Boy. Anton, how about you?" "I don't think so," said Mr. Deck. "The last time I got in that car, Barry crashed us into a branch of Woolworths. I never would have gone into Woolworths of my own accord." The old man explained that the car was old and the brakes had failed, but Mr. Deck was having none of it. So Mr. Silton drove, and Alice came along for the fresh air.
Stories told in robot voice. Very compelling storytelling.
Although, the old lady kept telling me to be careful of the rickety old walkways. It felt like she was telling me off, but I think she was just concerned.
This is a really story heavy for a 2D platformer.
As the
Maybe
old
there's
man and I
more
stood
to it
on
than
the
just
cliff-tops,
platforming,
I
though.
could see something in the distance. I wasn't sure what it was, so I asked the old man. He said it was a battleship that had sunk in the 1940s. But he looked so sad when he spoke about war. I didn't see what happened, but the metal platform Heather was climbing on had collapsed.
Oh!
She was safe, even if the rocks she was on looked very dangerous. The tide was rising, and we didn't know how long the Coast Guard was going to be. So I offered to climb down and get her. The old man agreed, but said I should be careful, as Heather doesn't have infinite lives, like I do.
Platforming! Oh man. Alright, I'll do one more. Oh, they're falling. I must hurry, then. Oh, I didn't do that enough. Yep. Don't forget to press both buttons. Both buttons. Both buttons. Okay, it didn't get... Oh my god, I gotta start over again. Oh god. This is not fun. Why? Why is it not recognizing when I press these buttons? Is it like only polling 10 times a second or some crap? Like an actual... Whoa, why am I running so fast? Like, oh! I can't stand there. Yeah, I just realized I couldn't stand this. What is wrong with people for making games like this? This is cruel. Who wants to play a game like this? I don't know. There's probably a lot of people that like this kind of game, but I am not one of them. This... I'll take Dark Souls any day of the week over this. There's much more of an order. Oh, Jesus. I saw it as I was in the air. And we start over again. This is it. This is the last one I'm doing. I'm not doing any more after this. Oh my god. I never would have paid money for this game in a million years. So glad it was free. I like how they have it. They train you to... What the bloody hell? Oh my god. So they train you that you have to hit 2 buttons in order to jump, because most of these jumps are long jumps that you have to do running jumps, and if you don't exactly hit the buttons right, you fall and die. Not cool. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna make that one. Okay, what are we doing here? I don't really get to see what I need to do here, do I? I did it again! Friggin'. That's just... I mean, that's... You know they make it that way on purpose. They do all these jumps in a row to train you that, okay, we need to do jumps. And of course, sometimes the buttons don't work and you just fall for no apparent reason. So they train you to do all these jumps in a row, and then you get to one spot. It did it again! Holy sh... I'm totally pressing both buttons, and I just go sailing off into the ocean. Alright, that's it. I'm done. I'm not playing this game anymore. Quitting 2 titles. That was Horace, a free game available on the Epic Game Store this week. I think it's available for a week. I'm recording this on January 16th, 2020. And I think it's available for another week if you want to have a game that makes you very mad. I will be uninstalling this game. It looks nice. I mean, it's got a nice aesthetic to it. The stories are kind of cute. It's most of the emotional power of the story is completely undercut by the generic robot monotone voice. There's a lot of exposition in the story that I don't know why they're even telling you. I think they're supposed to be funny, but they weren't really that funny. The classical music is cool. I'll give them a thumbs up for that. I hate the 8-bit aesthetic. 8-bit aesthetic. Never liked that. So overall, I'm glad I didn't pay any money for it. But it's, I mean, if you like this kind of thing, it seems to successfully do platforming. So if you like this kind of thing, maybe it's for you. But it's not for me. That's all for now. See you later.